In the world's largest refugee camp, surrounded by misery, a moment of joy. These women have escaped mass murder in Myanmar and spent months scrambling for aid in these Bangladeshi camps. But today, they have a reason to celebrate. Their cousin Fatima is getting married. But the young bride is refusing to join in. For hours, she's been hiding in the next room, quiet and withdrawn. Tomorrow she'll be a married woman, living with her new husband and in-laws. She's 15 years old. The marriage was arranged a month ago after the groom's parents came to see Fatima's father. He says he agreed to the match even though she's underage because he'll have one less mouth to feed. Even though child marriage is common amongst Rohingya Muslims, Fatima wanted to wait. In the space of just a few months, Fatima has lost almost everything she cares for, including her home in Myanmar. But in August, soldiers from the Myanmar military came to her village, and suddenly everything changed. The UN has called the violence a textbook example of ethnic cleansing, an allegation the Myanmar government rejects. But Fatima says many of her friends and relatives are still missing after more than 50 people were gunned down in her village. Since arriving in Bangladesh, Fatima's only comfort has been her family. But now she's going to lose them too. She has never met her future husband. The only advice her aunt can give her on the eve of her wedding is to be an obedient wife. These are words of little comfort to Fatima. Her life is about to change forever, whether she's ready or not. It's the morning of the wedding and preparations are in full swing. The groom, Rashidullah, is getting ready for the big day. He says he doesn't know a lot about his future wife, but it doesn't bother him that she's underage.
Fatima hona no dekhi. Ar ma baba sahiba, ma baba daha hoye. Ahona daha no. Ar ma baba tu फसल लग गया. तो माँ बाप तो जब तो फसल लग गया होना आते माँ बाप अध्ययन हो यान फिगरा हो जो दरा हो जो माँ बाप तो फसल लग गया आते फसल लग गया. ये बार माने ये हाथ चलो तो नॉर्मल दुआ हो रही बोले हरे आना हर नात तो फसल लग गया.
But across the camp at Fatima's house, there's chaos.
Fatima has been getting more and more upset the closer we get to the actual ceremony, and now she's just completely broken down.
With just hours to go, her father has had enough. Friends and family have arrived to congratulate the bride and help her get ready. But Fatima is inconsolable. Around her, family members are fighting about who will keep her wedding makeup. Meanwhile, Fatima's sobs are ignored. Finally, it's time for her to go. Fatima is being taken by her future father-in-law to his home for the wedding. He's the one who chose her. He says he and his wife are getting older and they need help around the house.
Boiti fuaniti holo gigu fatasara nizir bo lorna fa fonji sende lorna fa nije ekala tonatan hadaya hoji bo honzaga toni ori indila guri aja hoji indila shantira agi yudizu te shabai bo gozadi yani ham hutigili te arar kana karmasa ogara guri heri sha jogara arahian beshi
As soon as Fatima arrives at the house, the ceremony begins. Fatima's husband is on the other side of the wall, sitting with his relatives. He and Fatima still haven't seen each other.
ইনশাল্লাহ বুঝি।
Fatima did not want this marriage, but her father insists it's for her own good.
Biya didere ashi bukun gosho isha bukun manush khondin dur ho war atikya khona ka hata ho suriyo boli bujoniya to yan Allah bole ma baba to sukta aur dur ho ko biya diya aur le biya diya par huwa gota gile begaron thali begara bela ma ho to ilari ar to mortundere onno furushundere dolagi di mortundere dolagi di atikya khoibar ni so khata insan to di illa atikya yan Allah illa atikya ato kon Allah di be atikya logile hoy yan Allah ka yar bezitin
These fears are very real for those living in these sprawling refugee settlements. The camps are a maze that stretch for as far as the eye can see. Almost 1 million people are crammed in here, and it's easy for girls to simply vanish. 17-year-old Johara did. Johara's mother says they arrived here last August after their village was burned down by the Myanmar military. Her husband had abandoned them years before. In the camp, they were befriended by a Rohingya woman who had lived here for years. She offered to show Johara around. But that's not what happened. Johara says she was tied up and starved for 5 days. Eventually, 2 women took her out of the hut and forced her into a rickshaw. The driver then overheard one of the women talking on the phone. She was arranging to sell Johara. When the teenagers started sobbing and attracting attention, the women panicked. They rushed her back to the house. Luckily, a few minutes later, Johara's mother returned. That was just 10 days ago. Johara is still in shock.
Did you complain to the police? Were you able to get them to arrest these people?
Johara was lucky to escape. Many other girls taken by criminal gangs have ended up here in Cox's Bazar. It's a tourist town just a short drive from the camps, and it's known for its thriving sex trade.
I found a sex worker who's willing to talk to me, but she's asked me to come to a very discreet location because she's worried about the police.
I make my way through the back streets of Cox's Bazar to meet two Rohingya girls who are sex workers. I knew their stories would be heartbreaking, but I didn't know that one of them is just 14 years old. To protect her identity, we'll call her Sharifa. She tells me that she arrived in Bangladesh 8 months ago with her mother and siblings after her father was killed in Myanmar. They befriended a Rohingya woman who promised to help find Sharifa work as a maid. She didn't realise the woman was a pimp. Sharifa is too ashamed to say what happened next, but she tells me how it made her feel. Sharifa says she has no option but to continue. She's the only one supporting her family. She has about 7 customers a week. They pay her pimp, who gives her around $3 a customer. Sharifa shows no emotion as we talk, not even when she describes what happened to her when the Myanmar military came to her village. Sharifa fled to Bangladesh to escape this horror. Instead, she ran straight into a life of abuse and exploitation. Her family and neighbours still think she works as a maid. She says she can never tell them the truth. More and more Rohingya girls like Sharifa are being forced or tricked into prostitution. Our investigation reveals that the recent influx of refugees from Myanmar has fueled the sex trade in Bangladesh. I wanted to meet the people profiting from this trade. After days of negotiation, we convince a pimp to speak to us. We meet him in a cheap hotel room in Cox's Bazar. He has been working in the sex trade here for 2 years. Most of his customers are Bangladeshi businessmen, tourists and locals. He won't tell me his name, but he does tell me in chilling detail how he and his friends prey on Rohingya girls from the refugee camps. He says he doesn't force the girls to become prostitutes. but he doesn't tell them what the work is.
তোমার মেয়েটা আমার বন্ধুকে তোমার মেয়েটা চাকরি দেবে কার মাসে মানে এরকম মহিলার বাসাতে মানে চাকরি করবে ফ্যামিলির বাসার মধ্যে কোটোর মধ্যে চাকরি করবে এরকম ওরা বাধ্য হয়ে আসে এইসব কিছু আমরা দূর করে না ওরা
It's common knowledge that pimps are trafficking girls out of the refugee camps. Bangladeshi security forces have set up checkpoints, but even here, there's no shortage of people trying to profit from them.
পরে যদি বেশি ধরে নিয়ে যায় টাকা পয়সা দেয় 500 যখন দিবে আর কতবার মেয়ে যখন লোকলিয়ে যখন চলে যাবে ওই জায়গায় পুলিশে যখন ধরে ওর থেকে টাকা পয়সা নিয়ে নেয় মেয়ে থেকে না ছেলেটা নিয়ে ছেলেটা তো টাকা নিয়ে নেয় এরকম টাকা লয়ে সাইজে ওরা চলে এসে
It's been a few days since I last saw Fatima, the teenager who was forced to marry. I've come back to the refugee camp to find out how she is.
Salam alaikum.
Her father has arranged for us to visit.
Are you going to visit your daughter today?
আর দেরি করে তুমি অনে যাবে না গেলে যাই
Okay, okay.
He hasn't seen Fatima since the wedding. She lives just a short walk away. But when we arrive, no one answers.
यहाँ तो किने बयानी ताई लेके दोबारा गुरा मजा तो हो सकते थे ना होले आरा जो ताला हो जो
Fatima's in-laws knew we were coming, but they've locked the door from the inside. We wait a long time, but it's clear they don't want her to speak to us. So we leave. Her father hopes she's okay.
तेरा कोशिश था वो कोशिश करना था तो अल्लाह तेरा कोशिश था अल्लाह बोले को जीने हमें तो खुदा आशी खुदा साइने हमारी खुदा खुश लगी दी रही है ना
Fatima's father has resigned her fate to God. All his daughter can do is hope that he's made the right decision. After being kidnapped, Johara is also afraid for her life. 14-year-old Sharifa says all she has left is hope. Two-thirds of the Rohingya refugees are women and girls. There are hundreds of thousands of them, each with their own story of survival. But instead of feeling compassion, there are those who see only the opportunity to profit from their suffering.